was at the orthodontist office today for my son's penultimate appointment, and I wanted to do a vocab and context video about straight and crooked teeth. But other than the words aligned and misaligned, it turns out there's not many vocabulary words out there that are synonyms for straight and crooked in the context of teeth. But what I did find was that there are a lot of words pertaining to physical positioning and the degree of straightness that are multiple meaning words. Take, for example, the word list. You know what a list is, a printed series of items. And when we use list as a verb, it means to print out that series of items. But another definition of the word list is to lean to one side. A sinking boat may list to one side, or a flagpole may begin to list if the concrete settles around it. List is a multiple meaning word that has appeared on many standardized tests. We have the same situation with the word heel. When you hear this word, you probably think of the bottom of your foot or possibly the end of a bread loaf, depending on which part of the country you're from. And if I tell you that heel is also a verb, you may think of a dog heeling or walking closely by your side. But like list, heel can also mean to tilt or lean to one side. We often say that a sailboat heels when the wind fills its sails and it tilts down to one side. And then we have a few multiple meaning words that mean slanted or sloped, like oblique. In an academic text, oblique most often means indirect, as in making oblique references to something you don't really want to talk about openly. But oblique can also mean slanted or sloped, like the oblique muscles on your torso that slant downwards. It's no wonder that they're called your obliques. Another of these words is pitched. It has a lot of meanings as a past tense verb, like tossed, set up, or promoted. But it can also be an adjective meaning slanted or sloped, as in a house that has a steeply pitched roof. And then finally, we have raked, which would usually describe a yard that has been cleared of leaves with a tool, a rake. But it too can be an adjective meaning slanted or sloped. It's often used to describe a stage, as in a raked stage, and that's a stage that's slanted towards the audience to make it easier for the audience to see. So it's interesting that these synonyms for crooked are multiple meaning words. But I think it's even more interesting that several of them can be used to describe dishonest or dishonorable people, just like crooked can. Crooked teeth are not straight, and crooked politicians are dishonest. So, for example, we learn that heel means to tilt, but a heel can also be a despicable person. And the same with rake. It can be a person without morals. And someone who is oblique is underhanded. But it's not just the words that we talked about in this video. Something that is warped is twisted, and someone who is warped is disturbingly abnormal. A devious hiking trail isn't straight. It deviates into twists and turns, while a devious person is not straightforward and deviates from acceptable behavior. The word straightforward is an example of how the opposite can be true too. Whereas curves and bends and slanting have been assigned to bad behavior, straightness has been applied to good behavior. We see this in words and phrases like upright, straight-laced, direct, straight and narrow, upstanding, straight arrow, and rectitude, which is a noun meaning moral integrity or the quality of being straight. Understanding how word meanings can be adapted to describe human behavior or human experiences can really help you work out the meanings of words on the GRE and other standardized tests, because the test makers use words just like these to see who thinks deeply about their meanings and their context. I'm listing